Hello there, beautiful family. Welcome back to my channel. How you doing? How you been? It's good to see you again. And today, by the title, you know, I'm gonna help you to figure out what your hair porosity is. Because I already made a video like this telling you to know how to know if your hair is low porosity, and I thought I covered a lot, but I still get the question very often, how do I know what my hair porosity is? So I'm here to serve. So I made this quick video, quick methods of how you can know what your hair porosity is. So if you want to figure that out for your hair, keep watching. Okay, so most of these methods I did mention in my previous video, but I just want to quickly recap them and just kind of let you know, okay, if you feel this or if you see this, then you might be low porosity. If you see this, then you might be high. And if you see this, you might be medium porosity. Because yes, there is something as medium or normal porosity. So the first thing that I mentioned was the strand test slash float test, some people call it. That's where you place a strand of your shed hair into a cup of water, and then you see if it floats or sinks after 5 to 10 minutes. Like I said in my previous video, not everybody agrees with the float test, but for now, if you want to try that method, this is what I advise. Just make sure that when you take your shed hair, you shampoo it with a clarifying shampoo beforehand, and then you let it dry completely. So I usually do this the day before I want to take the test. When your shed hair is clean and dry, place it in room temperature water, lukewarm water, and then wait 10 minutes. And if it sinks before 10 minutes, it's high porosity. If it floats in the middle, then it's medium, and if it stays on the top, you're either low porosity or you still have buildup on the hair. But if you clarified it beforehand, you're probably low porosity. My second way that you can test it, just go under the shower, man. Observe your hair when it comes into contact with water. If you stand under the shower, how long does it take your hair to be drenched and soaking wet? When high porosity hair comes in contact with water, it takes 1 to 2 minutes for your hair to be soaking wet and to really absorb the water. High porosity hair will absorb as much water as it can because it loses it very quickly. So with high porosity hair, when you wet it, you will see that your hair becomes drenched, it becomes heavier, and it absorbs the water immediately. Medium porosity hair will take a little bit longer, but it will, let's say under 5 minutes, it will have absorbed the water. Low porosity hair, on the other hand, it can take more than 5 minutes. For me, it usually even takes like 10 minutes. So with low porosity, when it comes into contact with water, like maybe for 2 minutes, I can only use my hair as an example. It does become wet, but the beads just sit on your hair. Your hair is still, even though it's wet, very voluminous, very frizzy because it hasn't penetrated, because water hasn't penetrated it. So with low porosity hair, it really does take some time for water to penetrate your hair. And you usually need warm water to open the cuticles, and then water will penetrate your hair. Another way to know your hair porosity is to do another type of strand test. A strand test is usually when you take a piece of your hair. It can be shed hair, it can be the hair on your head. If you take a strand of hair and you move your finger from down to up towards your scalp, what do you feel? If you feel that the hair is very smooth, when you go up, it is low porosity. If you feel that it is kind of bumpy, you kind of feel bumps, and then it's medium porosity. If you go and you feel a lot of bumps, and now I'm not talking about knots, I'm talking about bumps. The hair looks smooth, but you go up and you feel a lot of bumps and unevenness, that means your cuticle is lifted and your hair is high porosity. And the last way that I would advise you to kind of test your hair porosity, what type of products does your hair like when it comes to the thickness and the texture of the product? If you know that your hair loves thick and heavy creams and it just picks it up, and you put a heavy cream on your hair and it just drinks it up and you can put more and more and more, then you're probably high porosity. If you can use like thick creams and even thin creams and you're pretty much okay, then you might be medium porosity. But with low porosity, if you notice that you put a thick cream on your hair and it just sits on your hair, then you're probably low porosity. Even if you put something with a normal thickness on your hair, it just sits on top of it, dude, you're low porosity. Low porosity loves thin products, hair milks. Maybe if you have a thick cream that just sits on your hair, dilute it with water, and then you'll see that low porosity hair usually drinks that up afterwards. So that is kind of my last tip of how you can know if you are low porosity, high porosity, or medium porosity. And one tip that's kind of related to some of these tips is when it comes to cold water. Try to see how your hair reacts to cold water and then products afterwards. If you know that you can do a cold rinse, a rinse of cold water on your hair, and you can still place products on your hair and your hair still takes up the products, bro, you are not low porosity. And you are high porosity. Low porosity hair could never, you know? So that's my extra tip to kind of figure out if you are high porosity or not. So that was my quick, or at least hopefully quick, video on how you can know what your hair porosity is. Not only for my hair, low hair porosity girls, okay? So I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. If you're new, yo, don't forget to subscribe and become part of the family. That's what we call our squad over here. You know, it's pretty cool up in here. And family is just Surinamese for family. So when you click that button, when you subscribe, you become part of the family. Don't forget to follow me. And if you are super loyal, you will click that bell, because I have been hearing some of you guys tell me that you don't see my videos even though you're subscribed. I don't like that. We finna grow, you know. I don't want to miss you. So please do click that bell button, and then you will know every time I upload. Yes, follow me on Insta because it's pretty lit over there as well, at Minerva Joy 13. So leave a comment down below if this video was helpful and what your hair porosity is, okay? Let me see if I have a lot of low porosity followers, or medium porosity, or high porosity. I am excited to know. I will see you in the next video, and you don't have to wait for the next video, okay? I'll just put a really cool one here, and then you can watch that, and I'll see you there, okay? I'm gonna just wait for you to click it. Have a wonderful day, and it is almost Christmas. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Bye.